right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and a very hot wine in the market right now, this Cannonau, which Dr. Oz did a piece on it. Man, Dr. Oz, thumbs up, buddy. We got a huge response from our wine drinking people, people that think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's the best wine in terms of for your health, because there are a lot of people that live on the island of Sardinia to be 100 years old. Well, folks, has a lot to do with your genes. I'm sorry, but Cannonau is not going to cure cancer, and it's not going to make you healthier just because you drink this as opposed to another wine. But we like the story, and wine in general is good for your soul. All right, well, this is a winery that has been around for over 100 years in this part of Sardinia. I believe they started back in 1890, and they started as a nursery. They used to sell a lot of rootstock to Bordeaux, so they had varietals here like Cabernet Sauvignon, which you don't typically think of it as Italian, but we do think of Vermentino as something which is indigenous to Sardinia, and these guys make a very lovely fresh style of Vermentino, La Cala, which this wine is just light straw color and very fresh and bright. It has this little bit of salinity to it, this lovely lemon lime citrus fruit, and a lovely effervescence. A really nice clean finish, just leaves the tongue salivating for food. For $12, what a great little value. This wine, one of the best values in white wines I've had from Italy this year. All right, Teruzzi and Puthod, owned by the same family and group, and unfortunately this wine, just the Rondolino 2009, I thought it was a little bit old. It's a first DOC in Tuscany, 1966, or in Italy rather, and DOC in 1993 they raised it to a DOCG, which is a little bit misleading. DOCG is supposed to be for the best wines in Italy, and you know, Fernace di San Gimignano is a little $15 wine, and they're nice, but I mean, well, the oldest grape in the olden times, the grapes they termed local used to be called Vernaccia, so it means a local grape. And the label is a tapestry of William the Conqueror, which doesn't make the wine any better. But this wine, like I said, should be bottled in a screw cap. I think the cheap cork they use, even though this company owns cork trees in Sardinia or a cork forest, whatever, they use a rather cheap cork in this, and I could guess that's part of the problem with the slight oxidization, a little bit of bitter note in this wine, short finish, and I would say you want to try a fresher version of this wine, because I've had Teruzzi and Puthod's Vernaccia before. Very nice. May have been an off bottle. All right, the Teruzzi and Puthod Toscana Bianca. It's a blend of Vernaccia, Chardonnay, and Sauvignon Blanc. It's a new blend as of 2009. A little bit more lean, less oaky, a little more acidity, and a little bit more modern style. A slight musky note. And again, a little oxidization in this wine on the nose, a bit flat on the tongue, and maybe another off bottle here, 2 in a row. It just goes to show you, buddy, what can I say? Screw cap it, and yeah, for $17. I don't know. Like I said, we're hoping that that was not a good example of this wine. Sella Mosca Cannonau de Sardegna Riserva. This is the guy that people have been talking about, Dr. Oz talking about. Cannonau, a really good value for 15 bucks. Wow, $18, whatever it is. Archaeologists just unearthed some 2,000-year-old jars with these Cannonau seeds. So it was thought to be Grenache, but no, it's its own varietal. But similar genetically to Grenache, and similar flavor-wise to Grenache as well. Riserva means it's aged for 2 years in cask, and Slavonian oak, it doesn't matter what kind of oak you use, to allow the wine to breathe, to give it a little more structure. Very nuanced bouquet here, though. Pretty floral notes, some herbal notes as well, kind of similar to the Garrigue you get in the south of France. Lovely red cherry berry pie fruit and plum, kind of typical of what you get out of Grenache. A lovely fresh style of Grenache on the palate. You get a little briny quality, a little saltiness to the finish here in this wine, leaving your tongue salivating for food. A lovely savory red, a very good wine, like I said, for the money. The Sella Mosca Cannonau Riserva from Sardinia. All right, the Carignano de Sulcis, which is a Riserva Terre wine, which there's a lot of Carignan in the southern region of Sulcis, and they used to mine iron and coal here, so a lot of minerality in the soils. This wine spends 11 months in 2-year-old oak, 100% varietal, which you don't see Carignan bottled as 100% varietal very often. 20 to 40-year-old vines. You notice some evolution here in this wine. It's 2007 vintage, some dried herbs, some meaty nuance of the red plum and cherry fruit. Nice complexity here on the nose, that earthy minerally quality showing through. And this grape was brought here by the Spanish 500 years ago. Carignan is originally from Spain, and a very resilient varietal. Like I said, usually not bottled by itself, though, and they only make about 2,000 six-packs of this wine, so it's rather a bit limited. They've lowered the price on it to sell, and Carignano, lovely freshness. One of the things I love about it has this kind of dried floral note to the red berry fruit on the tongue. Some gamey notes here, and slight briny quality to the finish as well. A very good wine for $16.50. And then the Marchese di Villamarina Alghero. I'm not Italian, but I speak wine Italian, folks. All right, they've been growing Cabernet, as I mentioned before, for 100 years in this part of Sardinia, because when phylloxera hit Europe at the end of the 19th century, they started a nursery for Vinus vinifera on the island here, and they sold a lot of these this stuff to Bordeaux, back to Bordeaux. A slight briny character to this wine, that black olive kind of Mediterranean note that you get to Cabernet Sauvignon, grown at a cooler temperature, bell pepper. They use 70% new French oak with this, 30% American, and it's kept for an older oak also for a couple of years. Red currant and dried tobacco spice on the nose, very Bordeaux-like. As I mentioned before, this is the name of the original founder, the owner of the land. Alghero, okay, where the winery was built. A very elegant style of Cabernet with some dark cocoa spice, earth notes, fresh herbs, dark tobacco, that black olive tapenade nuance through the finish. Some dry tannins coming in here as well, this 2004 vintage, showing some evolution, but also showing it still has a way to go. It's $75. Really excellent bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon from Sardinia. That's what I had to drink with the folks from Sella and Mosca. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.